Greetings. This is Elder Blacklight. I'm going to prove to the Christians that Jesus was a warrior, but he was just shrewd. You know, a lot of times uh, you don't need to confront or either do battle, physical battle with your enemy when you can fool them, when you can outwit them, outsmart them. But you always be prepared. In the boxing ring, they tell you to protect yourself at all times. So I'm going to give you some examples of what Jesus this is especially for the Christians, to the Christian's mind, that is more confusing than the request to arms, because if the disciples were being prepared to give battle to his enemies, if and when they came to lay their hands on Christ, so-called Christ, then why should be expressed satisfaction on beholding merely two swords? They are in dilemma because they have mistaken Jesus Christ, one of the mightiest messengers of God, for the omnipotent, omnificent, all-prevailing Lord and cherisher of the universe. See, they want to say Jesus is the creator. And this problem would never have been arisen if they loved and revered Jesus to the extent he wanted them to, and no more. He wanted them to just listen to his words. See, doesn't make sense, and quit following after the enemy's word. Jesus Christ was ever humble, ever ready to acknowledge his limitations, especially like the following word forever on his lips. For example, I can of myself do nothing. John 5:30. Why calleth me good? There's only one good, that is God. Mark 10:18. Of that day knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Mark 13:3-2. And this is this day where you got to go straight to the source. No in-betweens, no middleman, but to the Most High, which dwelleth within man. And you can't depend on politics to solve any problem. You can't depend on your preacher solving any problems. Even the angels, which only means the messenger, but the creator within yourself, the Father, which dwells in heaven, which is in you, the temple of the Most High God is man. Jesus was a warrior. He said, when I sent you without purse, the scrip, the shoes, lock it ye everything, and they said nothing. Then said he unto them, but now that he said, but now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garments and buy one. They was getting ready to come and get Jesus. The temple guards were getting ready to come and get Jesus and jack him up, you know. And Jesus was very discreet in introducing the subject of defense. So he said, at one time I told you, you know, just like now, you know, you heard the messenger say the Muslims don't carry guns, you know, and we depending on God, the Most High, to be our defense. What was he saying? Was he saying you can pray your way out of this? No, he wasn't saying that. He was saying that you defend yourself at all times, but don't be the aggressor. And in this United States, if you're carrying a gun, it's gonna go against you. But if it ever come time for to do actual physical battle, you better be prepared. The messenger often said that, you know, but he was talking in code to the Muslims, you know. He was saying, protect yourself, and protect your woman, protect your family, and actually it's by any means necessary, you know. But just don't be the aggressor, and don't carry weapons at this point in time. But I bet you, if an emergency arises, I bet you, if it called for a weapon, sword, gun, or whatever, I bet you one to pop up somewhere, one or two. But you're saying, well, Jesus told them, he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. Well, what he was saying was, they only had one or two swords. The rest of the disciples didn't have none. And so the temple guards, when they came to get Jesus, you know, they was well armed. They had swords, spears, probably bow and arrow, sling shots, everything else they had. So Jesus said, nah, you know, ain't no, you know, we outnumbered. He was telling them we outnumbered as far as weapons is concerned. So he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. So it's another way to deal with this problem. And so I don't believe that they got Jesus, the real Jesus. I believe he had a lookalike. This is just my belief, you know. And I could kind of like give a little proof of this, because they didn't crucify Jesus. And we're going to get into that in the next video. This is Black Light saying stay tuned to the next video. Oh, and I was reading from a book written by Sheikh Deodat. Ahmad Deodat. I was reading from a book. This book right here is so old, and it was in the basement, and pages got tore out except what I need to read from, and the cover's gone, no cover. And So it was saved just for me to read it to you. And you know, we gave some Bible verse where you could look to. It says, Lord, behold, there are two swords. He said unto them, it is enough. Luke 22:38. Read all of it. This is Black Light. We're going to hit you with another video. The reason why I want you to know that Jesus was a warrior and a revolutionary, he wasn't no punk soft or whatever, but he was very shrewd. He was very clever, because he knew this was chess he was playing and not checkers. It's Black Light.